I mean, it's always good to have the guys that have done it, give feedback. I never played in the NFL. And I'll say this, aside from my background, the coaches I learned a lot from the players. So I can imagine when they're picking their brains in, the locker room or when they're eating or when they go out to dinner or back at the hotel, I'm sure they're getting even more knowledge than what I gained from the players when I was coaching them. I mean, I've had some really good players that have taught me a lot about the game because they've seen it.
Secondly, Coach, what are you most pleasantly surprised with so far? I know it's only a few days, but I'm looking for a positive that you're most pleasantly happy with.
Our guys work and the willingness to listen, and they're hearing what we're asking them to do. They know it's not perfect. They know the goal is to get better every day. And the guys come into work, they listen, they're attentive, they're working hard, and they're being good teammates, being respectful of everybody's time, valuing the process. And they know that we got a long way to go, and you can see the work ethic so far, knowing let's get better from the morning to the meetings, from the meetings to the field, from the field back to the meetings, back to the walkthrough, and just trying to improve.
Coach, I know you weren't here last year, but under Gus Bradley, they ran a more simple scheme, and you have a history of being a very varied coordinator throughout your career. How have the guys that were here last year, kind of adjusted to a more complex scheme when it comes to learning?
I mean, football, again, is not as complex as everybody thinks. I mean, football, you have single high zone, you have single high man. They played that here last year. You have split safety zone, split safety man. They played that here last year. I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel anywhere. Again, from each system, it's usually language. That's probably the thing that's different. And the guys have embraced it. I mean, so, again, this is a very successful defense last year, and we're just trying to build on that. And then obviously some of the language changes, but it's really not as complex as everybody thinks. I mean, there's only so much you could do out there on the field to take away what the offense is doing, and it's usually a different language.
Nope. All right, good. Hey, you almost knocked my mic off now, guys. Come on now, trying to sell this video. Can't be knocking my mic off. What? Uh-oh, they're going that way, fellas. They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide, man. They're going down here trying to hide. It's too late. It's too late. Woo, let's go get them. Let's go. Run off of that ball, fellas. We are running off the ball today. Run off that ball. Woo, good power. Run off that ball today. Race off that football, fellas. Race off the ball. There it is. Go, go. Nice game. All you guys got to do is race off the football. All right, let's go, fellas. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Nice, nice, nice. Good help. There you go. Get on that near sideline. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh, the violence is here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Well, they better not be walking. There we go. Nice hustle, nice. Hey, let's back up off the white, fellas. Back up off the white, show some discipline.
What did you think of just communication-wise in the game on Thursday? Are you guys where you want to be in that department?
You never, at the end of the day, you want to be your best in January and February, right? That's what we really want to talk about. But the progress has been important and very critical to what we want to do. We do ask our linebackers to communicate, to run the show with hand signals, to fix things. I call it plumber. They need to fix things when they're wrong. And they've done an outstanding job with it. I mean, all of them. And, again, we don't have a Mac linebacker or a Will. Those guys learn the linebacker position. If you can master that, the X and O's and the concepts, you give yourself a chance to make this team and help our defense.
Coach, you played at the highest level, obviously, and I think the players respect that. You can probably strap it up right now and play, but I have a question for you in regards to whether you're playing the Will, whether you're playing the Mike, whether you're playing on the strong side of the formation. What is the single most important thing that you look for in kind of building the foundational core of this young unit?
I think the most critical thing is that I always start is just their eyes. I think that's the hardest thing to train. But somebody that knows how to play with their eyes, it don't matter what you run in a 40. A guy that has bad eyes, looking at the wrong keys, staring at the quarterback, which is always going to be a lie for us, a linebacker, that helps you anticipate and play faster. I really talk about that in the film room with these guys, of just understanding their keys, reading their keys. Again, at linebacker, we're off 2, 3, and 2 most of the time, right, if you count numbers. And I think when you see a guy that's looking at the right thing, that's not having no false steps, not taking two steps to his right to go left, we want to take all that out. The game is played too fast. The guys on the other side of the ball are too good. And that's what you want. I look for the mental aspect. Obviously, if they're in this room, in this building, they can do it physically.
Thank you, Coach.
Nowadays, linebackers are asked to contribute in pass coverage probably more than ever. As somebody who played, what are sort of the challenges of having to be aware of the run game, as you said, kind of being in the box, but also having to be a presence in that pass game as well?
Yeah, I think playing linebackers is more difficult than any other time. You're asked to take on a 330-pound guard, cover a running back in space or tackle a running back in space at 200 pounds, and then go out there and run with T. Billings, running 4-2, 4-3 down the field at times and cover 2. So very unique. And I think the linebackers we brought in, they all fit that mold of guys that could be 3-down linebackers. When I played, it was, 2 backs downhill. We talk downhill, but it ain't really downhill. The game is, horizontal. Then they puncture the line of scrimmage. So for me, seeing these guys and teaching them to not be the typical linebacker that just wants to run to the sideline, do everything from inside out, play within the scheme of our defense of how we're built and how Pat has structured it, I think is critical. The one thing these linebackers have done a good job of is understanding who we have on the edges. I mean, we got 55 and 98. They're pretty goddamn good players, and they do a good job of setting the edge. So as long as we can be inside out, we give ourselves a chance to play in the run game. And in the pass game, if we understand that who's at 2 and 3, what is our threat? Is it a speed guy like a Waller? Is it a shifty guy like Winfro? That changes your whole game plan as far as how you coverage.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.